Coach Belichick yesterday was very complimentary of your units, particularly highlighted both Jack and Chris Board. What has Chris brought to your special teams units this year?
Yeah, well, I would say this before I even talk about Chris, but I would say at the end of the day, Bill Belichick's incredible, man. What he's done on special teams through his career, I have as much respect for him and special teams play as anybody in the National Football League. I know he has a heavy hand in what they do. He's had a number of different coaches throughout the years, but they always play at a really high level. He takes the roster, and on their roster, I mean, they devote like at least 3 guys who are just hardcore special teams players for them. They got Cody Davis, number 22, out there. He's a 10-year pro. He's just played special teams. I think in New England, I don't even know if he's taken a defensive snap yet. They got Matthew Slater, number 18. He's out there. He's played for 15 years. He's obviously been, I think, 5 times in the Pro Bowl. An incredible player. When I was in Miami, it seems like forever ago, he went to his first Pro Bowl. I think it was in 2013, and he's the only player I've ever written a letter to. I just said, man, what an incredible performance, and congrats to you. I really, enjoy watching you play the game. So obviously I got a lot of respect for him. And they got young guys coming out here, Schooler, who's Texas a year ago, and he's just a special teams player, number 41. And it looks like he's kind of the heir apparent to all these guys who they've had. And they've had a number of great players in the past who aren't there now. But they always play at a high level. They challenge you in every area. Their punter's been to the Pro Bowl. Their kicker's been to the Pro Bowl. They got great players on that side of the ball. So obviously these guys are really good. They challenge you a lot. They do a bunch of different things. In my time against them, they've hit a drop kick against us. They've run a reverse against us. They've brought the corner blitz off the edge in the Super Bowl against us. So, you really have to be prepared when you go into the game with these guys. I would say on the flip side of it, it's like one of my favorite things to do is play against them because it's always a challenge. And I think as a professional, your goal is to earn the respect of other people, and I would say he would be up there at the top of my list and trying to earn his respect. I'm hoping one day he'll take me fishing on his boat. We talk special teams in the off season. But that's really, I say that like half joking, but I'm actually like 99% serious about that. So anyway, we got our hands full this week. I know our guys are excited. When you talk about Chris Board, obviously he's got, he's been a really good special teams player in this league. I know he knows that. He played in Baltimore. I'm sure he saw him when he was in Baltimore. And he's done a good job for us. I would say his role is a little bit different for us. He's playing a little bit more defense, which obviously takes him off some units. We backed down his role a little bit a week ago. But he's been great for us. I think the world of Chris. I know he's a great player, and he's done a good job. But really this game's going to come down to the execution of all 11 guys who are out there on the field for us. And so we got our hands full, but we're excited about going out there and finding a way to get the job done. He was a kid who came out of UCLA, and he didn't really have a position. I mean, they called him a wideout when he first got there. They call him a safety now, I think. He ran really fast, but he competed really hard. He obviously, he had a high standard probably to uphold. His dad played in the league for a little while and was a great player. He's the son of that. And, I mean, he was just relentless. When I went to Miami, I was kind of obviously assistant special teams coach. My job was really coaching a lot of the corners. The guys on the perimeter, well, he plays on the perimeter. And, I mean, we just always knew we had our hands full going against him. And so it was fun competing against a guy. I respected his story. I loved the way he worked and competed on game day. And I was happy for him that he, had made it to the Pro Bowl. And now here we are, a lot of years later, and he's still going, which is incredible. But he's a great player. I mean, he's seen every block. He's gotten blocked every which way you can. He's defeated all of them. He still runs great on the outside. He's, super crafty, savvy, knows how to hold a guy up, block him at the last second, block him early, block him late. Just a great player. Fun to watch.
talk to you about that letter? Did you ever?
You know what? I said hi to him. I think the next year or something like that. I mean, you know, as you go through this thing, and if you've been in it for a while, you end up getting to know these guys a little bit, even if they're on the other team. There's a few guys in this league that I definitely go out of my way and try to take the time to say hi to after the game, just because I respect them. Really, Belor, number 44 for Seattle a week ago, I would say is one of those guys for me that I just enjoy watching them play the game. Obviously, Slater. Cody Davis really is in that same boat. I mean, but yeah, Slater's been an incredible player, and I've enjoyed competing against him over the years, and it's always a challenge to try to figure out a way to slow him down.
Tobias played a lot of snaps for them on special teams. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he has. He's done a good job. Obviously, we know him, or I know him a little bit better than some of these guys, being around him for a little bit. But he's a big, strong, physical player. He runs well. He's obviously got good awareness and coverage, and he's strong in the return game. So he's done well for him.
Just one other thing on the Slater thing. Did he have a big play against you guys that year? Like that made you?
You know, I can't recall any like gigantic play, but I would say every play he played was a big play. I mean, God, he just showed up. You know, you couldn't slow him down. He's relentless. Yeah, he's just been an incredible player. I mean, and a good thing for him is he's gotten that recognition, which he very well deserves.
Four kickers signed a fifth that was not here. What did you know about Michael before you signed him, and why was he the red one?
Yeah, you know, obviously we just had the information everybody has in terms of the film that's out there on him. We knew that he played in Chicago a week ago, which I think helps. You know, we have one game here and then we get a bye, and so our thought is kind of, who can we get in here that can help us the most for one game at least, you know, and help us get through this thing. If Cybert can't go, you know, I really did. I will say this to you guys. By no means was I trying to mask who was going to play a week ago. We did really get some good information back on Cybert this time a week ago, and I thought there was a chance that he was going to go into the game and play based off kind of the information we got back. It didn't work out. He did practice yesterday, so I feel better about that. He's doing better. So we'll kind of see how it goes. We obviously wanted an emergency plan. Unfortunately, it didn't work out like we wanted to a week ago. I thought Eberle would play great in that game. Based off, if you ask me why, I would say based off the same thing, the information we had, him playing in the preseason and with Houston the year before at the end of the season, and then for us in practice. I mean, he had a great week. He went 12 for 12 and just had a tough day out there, which unfortunately can happen to him. But yeah, I was disappointed in that, and more than anything with that, I would say for me personally, it was like, you know, I was disappointed. I felt like I let obviously this team down, the organization, the fan base, whatever. I mean, we expect to go out there and make PATs and kick the ball off better than that. And I know he gave his best effort, but it wasn't good enough on Sunday.
Just since you've had kicking issues 2 straight weeks, and maybe Austin scoring was part of that 2 weeks ago, but is there anything with the snap, the hold, you know, was there some minute details?
Yeah, no, I it's a good question. I would say I feel really comfortable with the whole operation. You know, I would say on any given play, there's room for improvement, you know, for everybody, if you're being really critical. But in terms of, is that the difference, I would say absolutely not. And I'm not just saying that to take it off those guys. I really feel that way. So at the end of the day, you know, hopefully we can settle this thing down and get some consistency and have a guy who can, you know, settle in and play for us for a little while here. That'll help, you know. But yeah, we're working on it. I definitely believe he can be that guy. I mean, we kept him for a reason, you know. He had a great training camp with us. He was healthy, felt great. The ball was coming off his foot good. His numbers were really the best numbers. He had really the best leg, and we made the decision to keep him based off that, and I thought he would have a great year for us. And then obviously he had a little bit of a setback there, and now he's got to fight through that. But